Welcome back, you guys. Today what I'm gonna be making is pozole. Thanksgiving is coming up. It's that time of the year where everybody is just cooking just about everything, down to from turkey to tamales and whatnot. So what I'm making, like I said, is pozole. What I like to make my pozole with is this very specific. It's called maíz blanco from La Preferida. It's already been pre-cooked corn. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. You will also need an onion just to make the sauce. It's gonna be rojo. I bought some chile guajillo, a decent sized bag because I'm cooking for a big family. I didn't buy a lot of meat because like I said, sometimes we eat a lot of meat, sometimes we don't. So for this one, what I'm gonna be using is espinazo, pork spine, just because the bone itself gives it a good flavor. And I have some trocitos de puerco, which is pork stew. We will be needing 1 tomato, just in case you don't like your food that spicy. We do, that's why I only put 1 tomato. Feel free to put more. Some chile guajillo, which is the thinner one. It's also a little bit spicier. Your salt, some water to cook the meat in, and I always like to cook with Goya to give it some flavor. So right now, I already have my pot boiling with hot water, so I can just go ahead and pour in my 2 meats in there at a medium heat so they can be nicely cooked. So as soon as I have all that in, I'll go ahead and get started on my sauce. Okay, so I already added my meat to cook over there in a low heat. As you can tell, it's cooking right now. So what I went ahead while that's cooking, I took out all the seeds out from my chile guajillo, and I broke down a lot of my chile de árbol in small pieces. I can cook it a little bit faster. They're small, so they'll cook fast. I have also added my whole tomato into the pan in here with water that I'm gonna place to boil. Once all this is completely boiled, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the blender and blend it all together. You will need a strainer towards the end. That's the one item I forgot to mention. And it's just so that you don't get any of the leftover uncooked skins or anything like that into the pozole. Make sure it doesn't have any seeds. So it'll just be the water that you'll be straining into the actual cooking pan. All right? So I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the stove in a minute. So right now, our peppers are all fully cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and start placing them in my blender. Grab the, by now you probably should have cut already a piece of the onion. Make sure it's peeled. About whatever you think you're gonna need for the amount of sauce you're gonna be making. Let me go ahead and bring my pan this way. Alright. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out one so you can see that they're fully cooked. Not trying to make a mess here, but they're already fully cooked, so you're gonna go ahead and start placing them all in here. Start blending them. Once everything is blended, you're gonna use a strainer, the smallest one you can find, and strain all the liquids out, because what you want is the liquid. You don't want what's gonna be left over from all of this, okay? Okay, so let me go ahead and move this a little bit closer so I don't make too much of a mess. I forgot to get some brand new spatulas from the last time I did the cookout outside. It was still kind of cold. I left them out there. They got a little rusted, but it's alright. Alright, so this is what I wanted to get to. The tomato. Make sure you add the tomato and blend it all together. Like I said, that will give it a good taste. So you're not just eating pepper. You're actually eating a little bit of the tomato as well. You're having some flavor from the meat. It's for the water you're gonna be adding on here. I usually just take it from the pot that I have boiling with the meat inside to make sure that I get all my flavors mixed in together real well. You know how Hispanics say. So yes, depending on whatever it is you want to do, if you want to use clean water, feel more than welcome to do so. I just like to use the water that I'm already pre-cooking the meat with. It's just because of the flavor, that's all. It just depends on how you like to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all of this. I'll tune back in when I have everything already strained, so you guys can see what it's supposed to look like. All right. I already have my sauce completely blended. I have a pan or something to put in my sauce once it's straining. Let me just put it this way. Like I said, all you really want is just the liquid. That's all you really need. You don't need the rest of the stuff, right? So just go ahead and pour it, start straining. Make sure you do it slowly because this will stain your clothing, and it's really difficult to get red sauce out of certain colored clothing. Quick trick while I do this. Best way to get red sauce off a white shirt is wash it by hand. Use a liquid supply called Fabuloso, scrub it together, and leave it out in a bright sunny day, and that will eat away at the stain. And it'll leave it a little bit hard, so you still have to wash it at home indoors once the stain is completely gone. But that's just one of the best ways to get rid of a stain. I use it all the time. It works great. You know, kids, I mentioned it before. So this is gonna take a while for me to do all the sauce like this, but this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be a thick mixture. Since the only reason why it's gonna be thick is just because you're going to go ahead and add it to what you already have pre-cooking with the meat, and it'll be like soup type of thing once it's done. All right. So I'll show you once everything is cooked. I've already gone ahead and washed my corn. It's already been strained as well and cleaned. I'm almost getting ready to pour it into my large pan so I can start cooking along with the meat. I'm just trying to finish this because it takes a while, but you know, the end results are always delicious. So as of right now, my pozole is already done cooking. I've already served it on a plate for myself to eat. You can add lemon, you can add rábanos. I don't know what rábanos are called in English just yet, but that's something we tend to eat it with. You can have onion. It just depends on your choice. I just prefer to eat it plain with a tostada, and that's it. So enjoy!